to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Funny thing the other day.
Was it?
One of these TikToks.
It wasn't like a pants.
It was an
thing.
Instagram. Between the two, I honestly don't know. Is there a difference? Anyway,
Instagram and TikTok?
Yeah, it's a
Well,
streaming
besides
set
the
of
fact that
reels.
TikTok's probably going to get fucking banned.
Are they pushing that still?
Apparently the House
it's
passed it.
Did they?
Yeah, and Biden said that if the House and the Senate pass it, he'll have to sign it.
Oh.
And I'm like, motherfucker, do you want to get reelected?
Yeah.
Because you're going to piss a lot of people off.
So do you know what relative to the Mormon culture,
Yes.
do you know what soaking is?
Yes.
Okay. So my wife is like whipping through some stuff, and she runs across this lady who looks like she's on probably like a BYU campus
Okay.
with a young collegiate female on the right-hand side and a young collegiate male on the other side, and she's got, iPhone with like a remote mic or something, and she goes, so are you two dating? And the couple goes, yeah. And she goes, do you know what soaking is? And she to the gentleman, and he's like, yeah. And then she quickly mics over to the young lady, and she goes, yeah. And then the guy goes, wait, what? And like the lady's like doing this back
Whipping
and forth
back and
between the two, and the gentleman is genuinely like, wait, how do you know? And so she flips the mic back to the young lady. She's like, I Googled it.
Sure
and then she goes,
soak every once in a while.
she's like, wait, would you consider soaking? And like he's like, well, yeah.
Fucking
and
A.
she's like, yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like, but then we would need a shaker. And do you know what a okay.
Someone who shakes the bed?
Someone who shakes the bed so that there's no.
So they aren't actively doing anything.
They're not thrusting.
This is,
And the lady goes, yeah, but you'd have to, or the guy, it's like, yeah, but you'd have to pay someone. And the interviewer goes, wait, pay someone? He's like, yeah, you pay. You pay for like a really good one. And she's like, well, that sounds pretty lucrative. He's like, oh, yeah, you make good money. And it was the whole thing, we're just like,
what the hell?
We're laughing. One, because soaking.
Right. Because now you're not really doing it.
Yeah, if you just insert
and just leave it.
And just leave it, then it's not fornication. But there's
the thought of that.
Yeah, but then you've got some dude or lady, I don't know if it's gender, that
gets paid.
Gets contracted.
I'm a contract worker.
To shake the shit out of the mattress or bed frame.
Or maybe jump up and down on it or something.
So that way, I mean, if I were to accidentally increase some sort of amplitude,
it's not my fault.
Hey, the earth moved and we just rode it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With my junk in your junk.
I'm sleeved up.
The whole idea of soaking in general is ridiculous. That you're not actually having sex. As soon as the wang goes in, that's it. You've done it.
Did you insert anything from body A to body B? Yes.
That's it.
That's intercourse.
Yeah. But I didn't keep thrusting.
I mean, you go in, you come out, you're just a one pump dude.
That's it.
That's it. You did it.
you are no longer.
There's no difference. I mean, if you took 3, you fucked. If you took 1,
you fucked.
You fucked. You did it.
I mean, what's the stipulation for the contract worker though? Don't look.
Yeah.
You got to shake the bed, and you put on these Vision Pro goggles.
Yeah. And you can't look at my balls because then you're gay.
Right. Oh God, yeah.
So, but you can look at her, but you can't. Well, actually, don't look at her. She's my girl.
That's right.
And if you Don't look at my balls.
Or my butt.
Yeah, because then I might be gay.
Wait, what?
Wait, shit.
Will you soak your finger in my asshole?
Yeah, to what end are you allowed to shake stuff? Like, can the contractor can the shaking
A jackhammer?
can he grab the hips of one of the parties?
Oh shit!
And just be like, are we there yet?
No, keep going.
Yeah. Like, is there a
My arms are tired.
Yeah, what are the stipulations on the shake proximity? Like, is it kicking? Is it hands?
Yeah.
Are
we waiting for an earthquake?
Yeah,
for real?
do I shake the sheets, shake the bed frame? Can I shake a person?
Yeah.
Can I look him in the eye when I shake him? What?
Like that jerk off office thing.
No, you never slow look it, dude. You gotta close. You gotta blink. Please blink. Fuck.
Oh God.
Do you know what bagpiping is?
No. What the shit? What?
Fucking the armpit.
Why?
I don't.
Why?
Yeah. Because it's not a hole.
She does real good armpit.
Yeah. And if you catch it right after she shaves, it's smooth
and no teeth.
God damn.
What the fuck? Why is it called bagpiping?
Because because they're bagpipe.
Oh, come on. Jeez.
Could you imagine trying to convince
a jury?
Yeah, your partner to be like, listen, we need, I acknowledge that the faith says that we can't do this, but I need to put this somewhere. and
the dog's getting tired of it.
And yeah, I need to put this somewhere and nut. And if you're what's your armpit status like right now?
I mean, what's the alternative for the girl?
Right. This is only working for the dude.
Why are dudes so fucking ridiculous?
And could you imagine the chafing that's going to happen if she's like, well, I didn't shave my armpits today. I shaved them. Yeah. Like, if you've ever rubbed someone who shaves their legs like 2 or 3, like it's, 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine trying to rub your dick on a 5 o'clock shadow? No, thank you.
In the armpit?
Yeah. It's like a bang, bang. Like, seriously. And you're the woman.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Just getting.
Like, wow, I'm so hot. Thanks for putting your dick in my armpit.
This is amazing. I'm having such a great time.
I'm just hearing in my head like the porn moan for no reason.
And the guy's like, yeah, this is it.
This is really doing it for me.
This is it. No, hold on. There it is.
Oh, wait a second.
Yep, right in the clavicle.
Did you use Sure? Because it's sure cakey in there.
God damn. Secret. pH balance for a... But smell... No. Wait. Strong... Oh, that's what it was. Strong enough for a man, but pH balance for a woman.
Yeah.
Secret.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, welcome
Wow.
to Sad Dad's Club Podcast, episode 284. I'm the Lord Fu.
I'm Jim.
Holy...
You did it.
We got it under 10 minutes.
Wow.
Anyway.
That's impressive.
Hey, go.
I feel like we're soaking.
Yeah.
Don't shake anything, damn it. Then we're fucking.
Shit. To move this table.
Oh my gosh.
Sad Dad's Club Podcast Studio. Soaking temple.
Jesus. But the things kids will think of, though, really.
I mean, it's like tax loopholes for rich people.
Yeah.
Like the Mormons and their ways to get around. Hey.
Which I think is kind of funny because how many kids do Mormon families usually have? It's like, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Get married early and just have babies.
Start cranking it.
Yeah.
Like, how many armpits did you bang? Before you married your wife.
Yeah.
And bang, bang.
And did you have any armpit babies?
Yeah.
Did you have to have any armpit abortions?
Oh, shit. Hi.
Sorry.
Oh. Oh. Anyway.
Oh, all right.
What do you got?
Oh, shit. I got news. I got car news.
You showed up in a different automobile.
I did. I'm driving
evening.
a Subaru today.
Hey.
Which is not my normal whip.
You gotta be careful. The head gaskets in those
Jesus Christ.
tend to be.
So it was in the shop about 3 weeks. Not terrible.
No.
I mean, it has everything, man. Head gaskets, valve covers, seals, spark plugs, timing, a whole timing set.
You right? Radiator.
Water pump, radiator, new hoses, new belts.
I bet that thing is shiny as shit in there.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
So he calls and says, I think Monday, hey, it's done, but I want to make sure I burp the system because those are notoriously difficult to get all the air bubbles out of the coolant.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, so to pick it up tomorrow? He says, yeah. So we plan to go pick it up yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
We go down and pick it up and spend a shitload of money.
Yeah.
I drive it home. Shan's with me. It's rush hour time coming back because he's down like in the Sacramento Arden area.
Okay.
So we decided to come Roseville Road home. It was nothing to do about anything. Just drove home.
Mm-hmm.
Car was still dirty from the Portland drive home, like bugs all over, like couldn't even see out the window. So as the sun was getting ready to start to go down for the day, I said, let's scrub it. So we got the foam cannon out and scrubbed it.
So you got home.
Yeah, we got home.
Okay.
I
have no idea where this is going.
I know, because I didn't tell you anything.
Okay.
Scrubbed it up like crazy. Starts looking good. I polished the headlights up because they were looking shady.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time we were done, it was about 6:40 or so, and we were like, oh, we should go get dinner.
Okay.
Now we have to put miles on it for a couple of reasons. One reason is because we want to make sure it's sussed out for Melly.
Right. So
when
you
we
can hand her
return
something that you're not like.
It might be okay.
Keep an eye out for.
Right.
Sure.
Now, from the shop's perspective, it should be good, but he also said, yeah, if you're going to hand it out to your daughter who's not in town.
Right.
And eventually that car is going to also be in Portland again.
Put some time in it.
Sure. And also the other reason is that while it was in the shop, the registration came due.
Okay.
And so the battery was out of it because the whole engine came out.
Sure.
And that resets all the computers. And if you have reset computers recently and you go take it smogged, it'll fail immediately.
Sure, because there's some learning
that
things will do as far as emissions and timing on modern cars. Right. Okay.
So he's like, put at least 40 or 50 miles on it and then go get it smogged. So we're like, we know we need to put some miles on it. So we drove it over to the doghouse.
Oh, yes.
And had dinner.
Yes.
Drove it home. Thought I was smelling a little coolant, but that car, like I swear every time I'm around it because of the other things that have happened with coolant.
Sure.
I swear I smell it all the time.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure. I don't see anything funny.
Okay.
Park it in the garage. Shan's going to take it to work this morning. She gets in and drives, and she's getting halfway to because she's out in West Park now, right?
Okay.
So she's like halfway, like she gets to Fitment, and she's sitting behind a truck at the light, and it's chilly outside, and she's like, man, that truck's got a whole lot of evaporative steam coming out of the tailpipe, right? That's what she says. And she's like, man, that truck, and it's stinky, right? So then she drives, that evaporative stuff goes away. The truck turns off. She gets stopped at another light, and then it became apparent that it was
her,
the Subaru.
Oh.
So she gets to school, and she doesn't send me a text. She doesn't call me. She just gets out of the car and takes a video of the front of the car with fucking steaming coolant coming out from under the hood.
All right.
By the grill.
Okay.
And I just send a reply that just says, fuck,
Okay.
So this was 7.
I could call you
45-ish?
and tell you what's going on, or let you create your own narrative based off of this video.
She was basically what we were talking about it, and she said, I didn't want to have to describe and have you have questions. I just took a video.
Sure.
And I'm like, I knew.
Perfect.
I knew.
Okay.
So I'm like, shit, it might make it home. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I called the shop, and it was before they even opened. The dude answered the phone.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
Extra credit.
Yeah, seriously. And I say, hey, his name's Jaime. Hey, Jaime, this is Jim Schroeder with the
Forester.
The Forester that I picked up. Oh, yeah. Hey, how's it going? And I'm like, well, my wife just sent me a video of the Forester at the school when she got there.
Doing a Old Faithful
with a lot
impression.
of steam rising, and I'm not there, but I can send you the video. Can you take text here on this number? And he says, no, but let me give you my phone number. You can text me there. Perfect.
Awesome.
So I forward him the video, and then he says, I'm going to send a tow truck to pick it up.
Wow.
What? Like, okay. Okay. And he says, what's the address of the school? I give him the address. Here's my wife's number. Please have them, if they're going to contact anybody, she's the person they should be contacting because she's there.
Right.
And like 45 minutes later, a flatbed was there to pick up the Forester.
I don't know how this story ends yet.
Yeah.
But that shop gets mad props so far.
Right.
From what I know.
Right.
Okay. So keep going.
Car gets taken down. He sends me a text. Hey, I got the car. I'll be looking at it. I'll let you know what I find.
Okay.
Okay. I was worried because it has a new radiator. Maybe there was a hole in the radiator. Maybe there's something wrong with it.
Sure.
Very possible. He sends me a message a little while later. Looks like the hose on top wasn't seating and sealing well, so I'm going to replace both the upper and the lower hose and then refill it, re-burp it. I'll let it run for a while and check it.
Okay.
Okay. No hurry. Like I told him, no hurry. We don't need the car specifically.
Right. We've been good for 3 weeks.
Yeah, we might be down to one car, but it's fine.
Yeah. We've been doing this all 2023.
I'm sure he wants to make sure he's done with it.
Sure.
But I'm like, it's not a big deal.
Right.
And then I get a message back that says hey, it looks good. I'm going to call the tow truck company and have them deliver it to you. Is your house okay?
Holy shit.
And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, have them. Sure, I guess.
Wow.
Okay. And he says, okay, they'll be here in about an hour, and then they'll drop it off. All right. Okay, thank you so much. And he was very, very apologetic. I mean, more than anyone should have been. I'm like, hey, I'm joking around with him. I'm like, it's not you, it's me. That kind of shit.
He's like, do you work on Cadillac? That's what you should.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Well, you should learn how to work on Cadillacs.
Yeah, because.
And he was like, tell your wife I'm so sorry to have her put her in that position. Okay.
Fucking A.
No apologies required. Sometimes stuff just happens.
Sure.
You touched every fucking thing in this car.
Right.
Which reminds me I should check the AC. Anyway, so I don't know, maybe an hour and 45, 2 hours go by. Car shows up out front, tow truck driver. He has it on, not a flatbed. It was a different tow truck, but with the dolly on the back tires and it just hooked up on the front.
Sure.
Pulled it off, dropped it off. It's all yours. And he pieced out.
Wow.
I'm like, cool. Wow. Okay. I sent him a message. Hey, I got the car. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough, honestly. We're going to put some miles on it and we'll find out.
Okay.
Kind of a thing. And he's like, awesome. And I'm like, and I even said to the tow truck driver, I'm like, this is the first time I've ever seen a shop deliver a car to anyone's home after they've worked on it.
Right. What'd he say?
He's like, yeah, he's a pretty awesome dude. That's
Holy
what he
shit.
said. And I went, fuck, okay. All right. So we have it back, and I'm driving it.
You know, that's interesting because it makes me wonder if he probably has a connection with the tow service, because you were in a position, remember, with the Cadillac over at
Krispy Kreme?
Yeah. And it was
3 hours.
a wait for a
but that was
truck.
through AAA.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I would think that if there's an available tow service, like, they want to crank stuff out.
Right.
So is it entirely possible that in that moment, in that time of the year, everything was absolutely booked? Sure. But to have someone on tap as fast as he did for not only the
For
pickup,
both sides.
but the return is, either he's got a tow service on tap, or the tow service that he's calling also has an immense amount of, like, no, we need to make sure he's solid. I like working for this client.
Well, I mean, he's a fairly new shop owner. From what he was saying, that he opened like last April. He worked initially out of our local Roseville Subaru dealer as a mechanic, I assume. I'm not sure if he had a management position or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's where he came from to start his own shop.
He's like, I filed paper.
Yeah.
How do you?
The
what?
tow truck company was out of Lincoln.
I'll be damned.
So I don't know. I don't know how, who, where, why, but that's how it worked out. And I got the car, and he's like, yeah, let me know. If there's anything wrong, let me know. I mean, he knows I spent a lot of money. He knows the importance of the repair. Not that all repairs are important, but the essence of this repair is such that this car is not going to stay here.
Right.
It's going to my daughter in another area.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, so far, I don't have, I mean, am I bummed that happened? Well, sure. But I mean, also, like, I'm pretty compassionate person or whatever, and understanding. Sometimes shit just happens. I'm not mad. Shit, my Cadillac was in the shop for 9 months. I never got pissed about it. I was upset, sure, like, this kind of bums me out, but I was never like, call the shop and like give them the fucking beans.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I understand. Sometimes it's hard, or sometimes something just isn't right. It is what it is. And no amount of me getting like super pissed off about it's going to change. I've said that on the show.
Yeah.
So, like, don't be. The apologies are fine. You don't have to. I get it. It's just what it is.
As an observer, from the two car situations that you've had, from my perspective, I think what sets apart, because your demeanor, your approach to the situation is the same as a person. Like you just said, you're like, I'm never going to call you to be irate about not having it. Like, I understand some problems are harder to solve than others. You're just right. The observed difference is the amount of communication between the two shops.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of not everyone is going to be as patient or compassionate or even like, just, hey, I'll let you, I'm not here to get in your shit in space. But if some people may cross that line of impatience or being irritated if there's no communication. And sometimes, even if it's just like, hey, still working on it, put in a hard day today, all the parts are here.
Yeah, right.
You know, I think the communication, and it doesn't have to be like, I don't need to I don't want to micromanage. And I don't want you to feel like you have to micromanage me as a customer. But the communication between the shops is, from what you experienced with the Cadillac and this, is so polarizingly different. And even if Johns had offered to flatbed the Cadillac in some of your situations that you had, that probably still wouldn't have fixed the part where there were almost weeks gaps where there was no updates.
Yeah.
Obviously, the shop with the Subaru, the time frame and the problem was such that it could be solved in, to me, is a pretty good fast turnaround.
3 weeks. Yeah. And I think the long part of that repair is the work they do on the heads, right? Because it goes out to somewhere you have no control over what's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just the communication, like the part where there was almost like an interview with him. And like him showing you around the shop to get like these are similar scenarios and these are the price points. It's I find that refreshing.
Right.
Like
I have yet to find a shop that has ever done anything close to that.
Certainly, as also when you stack on top, you're a parent. This is not your car.
Yeah.
So the stakes and the apprehension and protection that you want to ensure that this is as close to turnkey and done when you hand it off to your child, even as a grown adult, is safe.
Yeah.
I just want you to be safe. And
yeah.
I can't protect you from all things, but I can smooth out the square as much as possible. You're going to get a flat. You may, something may blow out the side. That's life.
Right.
But we can do our best to mitigate as much as possible so that I'm not the reason you're going to have a tribulation or something.
Right.
This shop seems to have gone super above and beyond.
Yeah.
And I would sets the bar.
Oh yeah.
Like
polar opposite difference. But
what's the name of the shop again?
It's called Subi West.
Out of somewhere near Arden?
Yeah, in the Arcade Arden area.
Props to you,
Subi
your
West.
shop,
yeah,
and all of the techs that work there.
Yeah,
a good show.
It might just be him. I don't even know.
Oh, well,
I know he only has 2 lifts because I've been in the shop.
Well, he's only got 2 hands.
I mean, he could be doing two jobs at the same time. I mean,
I can do 2 jobs.
There were things too, like he was saying. I don't know if the heads were off on it at some other point, or what. He was saying there's like some number of bolts. Is it 6 or 8? 8 bolts, and some of them were the wrong bolts.
Oh,
so he was like, "Oh, I noticed they were wrong. In fact, they put it was like they took all of this one type of bolt and they were all on one side, and the other bolt was on the other side.
Like we're talking head bolts?
Yeah, I think so.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he's like, so yeah, I replaced those. The other thing is he called and we were talking. This is when he was telling me it was ready. He goes, "Hey, did you buy this car new?" And I said, "No, we bought it used." And he says, "Okay, well, I was noticing the heater was half cold, like on one side." And I was like, "Oh, I've had this problem. I at one point flushed it." He goes, "Yeah, that's what I was going to say was I found a bunch of like a head gasket repair material in the heater core." And I said, "I know, I know." Because I've tried to flush that out and it got it kind of working, but not 100%.
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, it might need to be flushed again." So he goes, "Your best bet is when it's hot, or use hot water to flush it backwards so that it unseats itself and comes out."
Right.
And so he actually spent some time, didn't charge me anything extra. spent some time to like flush the heater core. He's like, I got it going pretty good, but you know, it'll probably need to get done again. There's still stuff in the system that I couldn't get out. So there's just little things like that he was like, he put it on the invoice, the bolts. He didn't charge me anything for them. You know, I'm sure they're not that expensive. But there was a bunch of stuff like that he was like, oh yeah, and this like, I forgot that I didn't put spark plugs in it, so I pulled the plugs and re-put plugs in it, and all, you know, it's like, okay, cool, thank you,
cool.
So very cool guy to work with.
Happy dad.
Yeah, that was. I mean, you don't ever want your car to ride away on a flatbed,
Right.
right? But the way that was handled, I mean, who wouldn't want to go back?
Right. I don't want to ruin a head gasket, but if I had to,
Yeah.
that's where I would take it.
Or because he's a Subaru specialist. That's what he says on his like signage and stuff.
Yeah.
If you got a Subaru, take it to Jaime at Subi West. I mean, he obviously knows what the fuck he's doing.
Sure.
So,
I mean, if you're here next week and you're like, piston, a rod blew,
we'll see.
I'd be like, dude.
Well, see?
Addendum to last week.
Well, you know, and like I said, it was like, well, I mean, we'll put some miles on it. We'll
right.
see. And
I mean, that's
like,
the next
yeah,
step.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
We got to get it smogged, so. And he's a smog station too, and I was like, oh shit, because I didn't.
Can I just come back?
Well, at first I was like, oh shit, you're a smog. I said I need to get it. He's all, yeah, I wouldn't be able to smog it right now anyway because of the computer reset.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, you got to get 40 or 50 miles on it and then go get it smogged. I'm like, all right, you know, that's fine.
He's like, and if you need it smogged,
yeah,
Jaime.
Yeah. I'll smog it.
Yeah. Wink, wink.
That's only $500.
Yeah.
No, good guy, no complaints, straight shooter, all the things, right? So far.
Cool.
Yeah. And a 2-year warranty on all of his work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's like, it doesn't cover like the block, because that,
right.
you know, but all of like the gaskets and shit and
right.
anything he touched really is 2-year warranty.
Right. I mean, unless you spin a bearing or break a rod or a piston,
yeah,
he probably touched it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he only straight edged the head or the block, so he didn't do anything on the bottom end at all.
Right.
You know,
you below a camshaft or some lobe, then yeah, he wouldn't.
If it had something to do with the head,
sure.
Any valve train thing, camshaft.
Yeah.
You know, sure. That would be him, probably. I assume. So anyway,
wow.
No complaints so far. We'll see. I was highly impressed.
We will pick up the Explorer tomorrow. Venus got word that it was done today.
Yeah.
But we ran out of time to pick it up today.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna try and do it tomorrow after she gets off work. I'd like to have a conversation too. Like, hey man, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you know? What'd you do?
Now, we were talking about this a little bit before the show. I presume they did a pressure test, and from the pressure test is probably where they found the leak. I would assume.
Yeah. But I would like to know.
Yeah.
Because it's just like itching my brains. Like,
you're all, it never dripped anything in my house.
Right. Yeah.
So what are you doing in your house?
Tell me, how'd you do it?
They're
Did you
show me
tickle
the
it
drip.
in the gunyah?
I mean, it was just good to hear it wasn't a head gasket thing, because that's where I was like, man, I can't. It's going around like it's fucking coronavirus or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little worried about that.
Pistons and head gaskets and.
I know. I'm not sure if my wife's excited to get her car back or not. She just want to drive the Cadillac all the time. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But I'm getting tired of getting in my car and being smashed against the steering wheel. That's yeah.
Shan's tall.
She sits way closer than me.
Does she?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, isn't she taller than you?
No, she's shorter than me.
Just by a little bit?
I mean, she's like 5'9" or 5'8.5" or somewhere in there.
Huh.
I want to say.
But she likes to be up on it.
No,
Or just she's that much closer.
she's just that much closer.
Huh.
She's just that much closer. So there's a preset in the Cadillac, you know, when you get in, and if you have the certain fob, it automatically.
Right.
But the thing is it doesn't like when you get out, go back to like an open position and then get in and then start it and then it goes to your position.
Okay.
You have to start it with your key fob
And then
in the car, and then it will adjust. But I can't get in the damn car when she's. So I have to sit out and hit the button, and wait for everything to go back the way it was.
She's gonna be like, I just figured out how to work all of your stuff, and
Pretty much.
now I have to give it back.
Yeah.
And
She did say we were
My
talking about
CRV.
this like a week or two ago. She was saying that one of the things she really likes about that car is how she doesn't have to ever take the key out of her pocket.
oh,
She just walks up and she can hit the button on the trunk and it will open, or hit the button on the door handle and it
Mhm.
unlocks the doors.
I saw somebody. It was like a car review thing. Oh, it was like for a Jeep or a Bronco or something, and it was that it didn't have like the keyless touch unlock.
Uh-huh.
I think it was for a Bronco. It was like, I have to, like, because the doors are meant to come off the Broncos and the
Oh.
Jeeps. So he's like, so I have to hit the thing on the fob to get the doors to unlock. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, honestly,
Yeah.
like that's some first world shit. But I'm like, that's where we're at now. Like every once in a while, like when I have the truck here, I've talked about it before. Like how quaint. Like Scotty in the one Star Trek where he's like, he's fucking with the mouse, and the guy
Yeah.
goes, you have to. He's like trying to talk into it. He's like,
Right.
computer, and the guy's like, hey, you gotta.
You're moving around.
Oh, that's cute. This is so analog,
Right.
right? The having to put a key in an ignition
Yeah.
or
Or
in
the
a door lock,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it's weird because I never really thought about it, but after driving my car a lot and then going to my wife's car or to the Subaru,
Mm-hmm.
I constantly am now just walking up to the car and then like expecting to be able to hit a button
Mm-hmm.
on the door, and I'm like, oh shit, and I got to dig the keys out of my pocket and then hit a button a couple times
Right.
to get all the doors to unlock, you know.
Mm.
Whereas in my car, it's programmable. You can unlock the passenger or just the driver door, and then the second button will do, or the second press will do all the other doors.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just hit it once and do all the doors, which is the way I have it set up.
Right.
If you have to press the fob or the button on the door, either way.
Mm.
But it's like, it's weird how your mind does something so often that you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you have to go back to the old way, it's super foreign and like irritating.
Mm.
You're like, fuck, I got to get the keys out to unlock the doors and then use it to put it into the thing and turn it, you know, like this is old school.
This is so old.
Yeah, I know.
What were we someone was making a joke the other day about a rotary phone. It might have
Oh,
been
yeah.
it's someone, and it had just like, I remember, I didn't talk to a lot of young ladies, but I remember being courted,
Oh, yeah.
like, you know, having to walk out of the living room so not everyone could hear me.
Oh, yeah.
So there was like a
with the coily cord.
yeah, the coil, and then you're just fiddle fucking with the cords, and it's like, and getting a hot swamp ear because the plastic is just like pressed up against your,
Right.
you know, these kids, they don't, you know, everyone's got an earbud or a Bluetooth thing in your ears, you know, you just, but the hot plastic handset that you had to hold to your fucking neck and like, or pinch it in your shoulder. Like, these kids, I don't know.
They didn't even have speaker phones on most of I mean, that
Yeah.
it took a long time to come around.
You know, and the sneak up and try and pick up another phone in the same line and try and like
listen
to your sister talking to her boyfriend.
Shanna's phone line.
He touched your boob.
Shanna's phone line at her parents' house. When I first met her, so this would have been high school time frame. She had her own line in her room, and one of those clear plastic kind of clamshell phones.
Okay.
And then the wire went from her wall, and it was, I don't know, 75-foot cord.
Oh, okay.
And so it went from upstairs and went out of her room and then down the hall and then down the stairs. And it was long enough to go all the way to the bottom of the stairs. And she would set it on the handrail of the stairs or on one of the steps. So if she was downstairs watching TV and her phone rang, she could hear it and she could run over and grab it and answer it. And then she'd go up to her room.
Upstairs.
Yeah. But that's how long. She didn't have a cordless phone.
Yeah.
But that's how long of a cable that she had so she could get access. She could hear the phone ring.
Yeah. Once certainly my sister got 7th, 8th grade and started to be more social. Certainly in high school, the length of all the phone cords
got real long.
Like there wasn't a phone that was on the wall anymore. There was a 50-foot phone line, RJ11 phone line,
drug around the house,
and then the goddamn handset to the phone itself. You know, geez, you could probably stretch that bungee shit a good 20 feet.
Yeah,
you know,
those cables were almost indestructible.
Yes,
it's amazing. Like, we can't get a fucking iPhone cable that will last more than 6 months,
right?
But those fucking phone cables they had back then. I mean, we never had one go bad.
I never replaced.
Yeah.
No. But
bonkers.
The fucking USB and Anchor lightning cables. Oh, the relief is given way, and now it's coming.
Yeah. We were stretching our
the contacts are bad.
Yeah.
What the? No.
Yeah.
RJ11, man.
If you make them good, they're good.
Forever.
Yeah.
Fucking
bonkers. We had my brother and I shared a phone line in high school. I think it was like $16 a month or something.
Did you ever peep on his phone calls?
No.
What's cocaine,
But
brother?
we had cordless phones.
Oh.
Which was kind of good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with the.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah. So you were,
Yeah.
It was sort of like the first Motorola StarTAC phone or whatever that was, but in a handset, cordless to the base at your house.
Do you have an answering machine?
We do. Because
you?
we have a landline still.
Yeah, my dad. Oh, well, shit. I was gonna make a joke, but I just realized we do too. But the modem that I have. Oh, I never
modem. Oh,
the cable
for
modem.
A digital phone.
Oh, did I? I never got to that store at the Super Bowl. The modem that we have that I replaced the last year at some point, I just opted out for needing the phone line service.
Sure.
So I have one, but it was for a landline that was
you don't have
like
anymore.
the throwaway. I mean, we still have it, but I don't. It's not jacked into anything. So we had an answering machine for it. The only person that ever called it was Tom McClintock. But my dad still has one, and he uses, and he screens all his calls.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. The person you are trying to reach is not available at this time. Please leave a name and number at the...
Is that his message?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's not even him.
No, it's the baked-in...
What comes with it?
Yes, automatic lady person that, and it's... Jesus. Probably 10 years plus old.
Yeah.
Like, what the... Come on, Dad.
I mean, ours is super old. It's got a cordless handset on it.
Yep.
That the battery's dead.
Yep.
And so sometimes it just sits there and tries to charge, and then you get beeps out of it.
I chucked my handset.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
And then the base does have a speakerphone on it.
I think if I had to use mine, I would have to use the speakerphone.
Yeah.
If it was.
And I don't. I think the only reason why we have that phone line, well, for a long time we had it because the TiVo at the time needed a phone line to dial out and get its program data. But then we got a new TiVo that just used the internet to do that.
Yeah.
And so since that point in time, we don't use that phone for anything, and that's just the same phone number Shanna's had since high school. So there's I think a nostalgia thing that we pay for the nostalgia thing every month, and it's cheap. It's like less than $20, or it's a digital. It's been switched over to digital, so it's all through
whoever the digital
Fidium or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the same number though. You know, if you know my wife and had her phone number in high school, you could still call her today, but she wouldn't answer the phone. That's the difference. The difference is now we never, ever answer the phone. And yes, we get calls from voting shit.
Hi, this is Tom McClintock, your representative.
Yeah.
I'm about to host a town hall meeting right now, and I'd love to have you join and talk to me about border shit.
Right.
No, Tom, I assure you, you don't want me on that call.
Right. So
if someone calls Jen's phone and she's not there to pick up, did you really call?
Right. And I think our message is like the kids, and they were little when we recorded it, so that's how old that is.
Do you remember doing that? Did you ever
I remember
tinker with like your answering callback message just for fuck arounds?
Like
pay for ringtones? Did you ever do that?
No, we didn't do that. I'm just talking about just the answering machine message.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's weird too is now with the digital phone, it has like voicemail built into it, and we don't use that either. So all that's. I went and logged in one time and looked at all the stuff. It's like, fuck, there's all kinds of shit we can do in here. We don't use any of it.
When you were like 18s and 20s with your cell phone, did you ever like custom goof off with your voicemail greeting? Like leave a message, I'll get back to you. No?
I think we messed around with the hello.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm not here.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Kind of, that kind of dumb shit. But I didn't typically mess around with it too much. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I spent because I was just a goof.
Yeah,
I remember doing that.
But it took me quite a while to get a cell phone, and I remember my very first cell phone was an Audio Vox little chocolate bar phone. Piece of shit, you know.
Yeah. Audio Vox. Yeah.
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 Cheap phone. Like I just was like excited to have a cell phone at that point because it was like other people were getting them, but I had a pager prior to that. So I think the reason I got the pager was when Shanna was pregnant with Chandler.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Was it before that? It might have been before that when I was working for Bill Smith actually, because I was out and about all the time. Yeah, it was. It was when it was like $6 a month to have a pager. Some kids don't even know what pagers are now.
No. Just send me a text your phone number.
Yeah, well, what's the pager do?
And then 911 if you need me to call you back.
Yeah, how do you reply? You call them.
Yeah. You get numbers, then you call.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm working. Work ends. Start doing yard work. I'm not actively watching the Super Bowl, but I know it's there. And I got the girls, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Chiefs
Kelsey,
shirts.
whatever.
Right. So I'm doing stuff. I think it got into like the first or second quarter. I start making dinner. The game is on. It's being watched by everyone in the living room. Sort of, but not. But trying to catch Taylor Swift shots by the ladies as I'm cooking dinner. God, at some point, for various reasons, the game gets paused, and we build up maybe a 3 to 5 minute buffer.
Okay.
Not intentionally. It was just like everyone needs to get up and go get a plate of food and then come back in and pause it. It's
but
something.
but everyone wants to watch commercials,
Right,
so
and
it's
we
like finding the
skip
place.
it. So we had like
Yeah.
caught up, and then if someone wants to go get another, hold on a second, hold it here. So 3 to 5 minutes have been buffered or so. Somewhere near the fourth quarter, everyone is now watching the game, and it's a pretty good game.
It was actually.
We end up probably only having maybe towards the overtime about a minute to 2 minutes of buffer left, but we're not paying attention to it. We just the Chiefs are on their drive in overtime, within the sub 15-yard line on the drive.
Yeah.
And I think it was third or fourth down, the receiver poof,
What?
powers off. And it's the stereotype, like, wait,
So
how does it end?
Your audio receiver or
The Comcast, the recorder, the actual TV receiver
Oh
takes
shit.
a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. This is the last play.
Yeah.
It was technically the second to last play. And they're about to hike the ball, and the TV shuts off. And I
Jeez.
went,
What the fuck?
what just happened? Like, what? Like, it was so storybook.
Right.
Like, this is that moment.
You couldn't
when
have planned it.
You could not have planned it unless you were probably a 49er fan who's just like, no,
Yeah.
if the TV goes out, the Super Bowl where the power went out kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I went, well, okay. And I went in to start.
So was the unit just dead?
Dead. Like, Venus is like, oh, she's reaching behind. I'm like, well, whatever. And Piper, within 20 seconds,
Starts
Piper
getting
pulls up her phone and she's like, first down, Chiefs touchdown.
Oh,
Chiefs.
jeez.
And if you know how the overtime rules work, it was over.
Yeah.
So the hike we missed
Yeah.
was them getting a first down. The next play was the touchdown, and the game was over.
Yeah.
And I think that happened in the span of probably a minute or 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That
It was right down to the wire.
We did not see it.
Uh,
And
brutal.
so Piper, game's over. Chiefs won. Congratulations, good game. That was a good game. I went about my business. Venus is like spending the rest of the evening like fiddle fucking with the receiver. The audio receiver is fine.
Uh-huh.
It is 100% the
Comcast
Comcast TV box unit, power cycle, cold power boot. It is dead to the
So
world.
have you called him yet?
Yes. So
Oh.
this is how that story ends relative to the phone line.
Oh.
So she says Comcast will be out tomorrow to look at it. I'm like, well, okay. Well, I work tomorrow, and this is a cable modem thing. Like, TV comes in through the cable modem
Yeah.
and then out to the
And that's how I get my work done.
right. And she's like, well, okay. So we're kind of playing it here. I was super busy Monday. The guy shows up. Whatever, it ended up being the unit itself, but he is looking at the account and had replaced the box, and at some point he bounces network,
Oh no.
and
Your shit goes down.
I am in the shit,
Oh
and
no.
and now I'm
Yeah.
hot peas. It comes back up. There's nothing I can do about it, right? There's absolutely nothing I could do. I'm like, I don't care about the TV is not important. And if he can do whatever he needs to do to fix a TV without bouncing the network, go nuts. Bounce a network, now we have problems.
Right.
Blech.
You see, I have active VPN connection.
Right. So it comes back up. Venus comes back and she's like, he has a question about our router.
Uh-oh.
And I went, the network just went down. I have to check back in. I can't deal with that right now. In the span of like a minute, he's got his van out here he's parked in it, circle jerking. I don't know. I get back into work.
He's probably soaking with his buddy.
Yeah, he's like, bagpipe me. Fuck, blow out my clavicle. I get back into work. I get like a moment of stability, and I walk back out. I'm like, whatever it is, he needs to ask it now because that can't happen again, and we just need to get this done.
Right.
And she says he needs has a question about a router or something. He comes back in. He's like Russian, Ukrainian, has a heavy accent.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, you have multiple routers on your account. And I went, okay, so you need to see the router or like to identify it, whatever. So I walk him back to the office, and if you've seen the office, I have a network rack. I have a patch panel.
Yeah.
I have the cable modem. I have the main house router and a Raspberry Pi in a network rack.
Uh-huh.
It is a
setup
enterprise network rack.
Right.
And he, okay, which one is router?
Oh, shit.
And I went, that one right there. And he's like, okay, because they don't match the
number.
Like, which one
the
is
MAC address?
You have this one, and you have this one. And I'm like, yeah, that's the one. That's that one right here. It's like it gets confused. And I went, okay. I've had this for like a year and a half, and last year about spring, you guys were bouncing this, trying to put the other guy's firmware on this, and I removed that one, and now it's back, and he's like, I get it squared away.
Okay.
I went, okay, this is my router. This is what it should be. That one has been gone for 2 years.
Yeah.
I assure you, that's not here. And he's like, I get fixed. Goes out to his van, gets bagpiped and soaked. I don't know. He pretty much tells Venus
maybe he's the contractor.
Yeah.
I'm jumping on shock now.
I shake. You not pay me $100. Fuck, is it tax free? Because I might be looking for some work here.
Is this a nonprofit?
Yeah, is there a 401k involved? What's the benefits like for a shaker? Because I go to the gym. He apparently moved it, but I didn't get bounced again.
Okay.
But
I thought that's where we were headed. You were going to get bounced a few times out of work stuff.
No. And the funny haha was as he looks at my network.
Which is router?
Like that one.
He doesn't even know.
Yeah. Okay, this and that and that. I mean, there's the switch, the patch panel, the ASUS, the Raspberry Pi, the cable modem, and all the caffeine, and your kids will be fed and given cats magnets all over the place. And like, okay, which one is yours, router? Like that.
So he got it straightened out?
He ended up getting it straight out.
So what was it? Just a matter of it registering the right router? Like the MAC address or something?
Yeah, I think it's low-hanging fruit as far as like you have multiple devices on your thing.
Oh.
Like, yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, take it off.
And please get it gone, because if this spring you try and push firmware again to my shit and bounce me because you think I have the other one. Like,
I remember when we had having all kinds of problems.
Like that went away when I removed the old one and told them forcibly, this is my thing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna it's not compatible, it's old. No, that's new. Yeah, get the other one fucking going.
I thought you were gonna say that he went and got you a whole brand new router or something.
No. So yes, and I was worried that he was gonna try and sell me one that had the phone line, which I was not gonna be one. We're not doing that now.
Yeah,
I don't care about the fucking phone. And it was the box The TV box straight up 100% took a shit.
Mm.
We didn't have to replace the satellite one that was in the bedroom, but he replaced the one that was in the living room. How that thing did what it did in that exact... I mean, if we were watching fucking Moana or something, it would have been like on Random Tuesday.
Yeah.
But this thing, on the second to last play,
Right at the
in overtime of the
Jesus.
Super Bowl, like decisive play,
yeah.
it bombed right there. Like what?
It was destined to do
And
that.
you know, fucking what? What
Yeah.
are the odds of that? It's so bizarre.
No wonder if it was like the power supply in it went bad, or if the hard drive just titsed up.
I mean,
You know,
I don't know.
that's crazy.
No, yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, we had one of our we had consolidated TV. We had one of our main consolidated recorder box.
Mm-hmm.
Took a shit and took all the shows that we had recorded on it with it.
Yeah.
Which is what I was going to say was about that is, which is nice about the Fubo system, because it's all cloud based. So you can set up recordings and record live TV.
Yeah.
But you don't have a box to die, right?
Mm.
Fubo would have to fucking die
Right.
at the server end in order for you to lose all your recorded shows. And
do you have a storage capacity?
initially it was 1,000 hours.
Oh, okay.
But we got an email saying at some point that limitation on our tier was going to go away, because we got the highest tier for as many channels as we could get. It was still way cheaper than what we were paying for cable.
Mm.
So, but that is supposed to go away. We're supposed to have an unlimited amount of storage for records. I don't know.
Take your money.
It works
Be
good,
happy,
though.
Have much storage.
Yeah, it records like Saturday Night Live, which is what, 2.5 hours or something. I forget how long. Is it 3 hours? I don't even remember. Hour and a half?
I don't know.
Hour and a half?
No.
It records Saturday Night Live every week, you know. And if I don't want to watch it, I'll just delete them, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's cool. You don't ever have anything to die because it's all in the cloud.
I still don't know if my dad plugged in his Fire Stick or not. I gotta check. Like, Dad, did you ever plug it in? Because every once in a while, I think last week I looked at like my Amazon lady setup, and it had Jim's Fire Stick not responding. So I don't know if my brother has been up there to plug it in and get him set up yet.
Oh,
Anyway,
you're going to have to just drive the RS up there.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, did you plug it in, Dad?
Hey, we did a lot of work to make that get
Yeah.
going, so
Huh?
you need to make it get going.
And you need a reacher.
That's right, Reacher.
Fucking.
Is he watching it? Has he watched
Yeah,
it?
I don't know. I gotta.
That was on the Fire Stick, was Reacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
We're at time.
That's it?
That's it.
Damn. That went quick.
Have you been to any of your high school reunions?
I went to my 10-year,
Yeah.
and it was terrible.
Was it?
I hated it. You know, I realized when I was at my 10-year reunion
Yeah.
that I was friends. There was some people I was friends with in high school, but the people that I really cared about weren't there.
Oh.
And then I had a lot of friends that were in other grades,
Oh. Okay.
you know, like a grade behind me and stuff. So a lot of the folks that I really wanted to see weren't there.
I just got my
30 year?
notification. Yeah, for my 30.
Yeah. You going to go?
I'm not. I was not a popular guy.
Yeah.
But they're like Ian is going to go. And if I can get the other friend that lives over by you, Rob, to go, I would go because I would know.
You'd
like,
have somebody to go with.
I would have. And if Venus wanted to go, then I would.
Because she would know people in your grade, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The lady, the young.
You weren't same grade, were you?
Yes.
Wait, you graduated the same year?
She went early. She has a complex because she like tried to do advanced stuff so
Okay.
that she could graduate at the same time.
Uh-huh.
It's
Oh, so she was behind but tried to
right. She's
accelerate
younger.
a
Right.
bit?
She's my sister, but as far as age, but I think
She's your sister?
As far as my sister's age goes. Like, she was in my sister's class as far as age, but I think she did accelerated.
Yeah.
So that way she was going to be done at the same time at the time her boyfriend was, so that everybody...
Look how important that was now.
Right.
Good job.
That worked out.
Good job, Venus.
The lady who was... the woman that was coordinating, that reached out to me via Facebook was like, tell Venus I said hi. I'm like, fuck it, see? No one really cares. I'm going to 30 and they care about
Venus,
my wife, and not me. But I told Venus, I'm like, I'm not... I was never popular.
Yeah,
I would have nothing to say, and these people probably. I was telling my son as well, like the real measure stick for me is most of these people wouldn't be able to pronounce it Sarda. They would go Jason Carta, and I would go, this is a waste of my time.
See, that's how I felt.
I'm like, that's how you know who my friends were. They all knew Sarda.
Yeah.
Like they could get my name right. And those who were adjacent or aware perhaps of my living space would know Carta. And it's like, well, you weren't... I would like, as the underdog, I would like to go just to say, I can still do all of these things. I would like to. It's so self-serving and like egotistical, but I would be like, anyone that wants to go have a race, or like I'm still, I just don't judge my hairline.
The real issue I had with my 10-year, well, that's not the only issue, but one of the big issues I had with my 10-year was I was working as the manager of Pizzeria Classico, and there was this kid that was working there. I don't remember his name, but it was a dude that went to my high school. I don't think he was in my class. I think he was younger. Hired him. Dude was getting fucking loaded out back behind the store, so I fired him. Yeah. So we go to my reunion, and all the we get there a little bit on the later side or something. I don't even know. So we sit down at this table. Who's there? Oh, that's his name, Rick Shondell. Was that his name?
I think that was his name. Fuck somebody.
Anyway, I sit down, and who comes and sits down at the table is the dude I fucking fired from the pizzeria is there with the chick from my class. Oh. And I'm just like, fuck, man. This is uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Hey, you still,
yeah. How's it going?
Huh?
Yeah.
Running some lines there, buddy?
Yeah.
Huh?
Now, the interesting thing, it was a 10-year, was finding out that, like, a couple of people had passed away. And you're like, fuck. I remember that dude, and I remember that dude, and I can't believe they're gone, or, whatever it was. That was, like, the first time you went, oh, fuck.
Oh, it's happening.
We're not immortal.
Right.
So.
I told Venus, I'm like, everything about how I, like, my social, like, it makes me queasy and uneasy to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should go. I should go to at least one of these. And I asked my dad last week, I'm like, hey, did you ever go to any of your reunions? He's like, yeah, I go to them all as often. Yeah. And I went, fuck you then.
Off. Get your fire stick going.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you, Dad.
Popular guy.
Mr. Popular guy. Whatever.
I wasn't popular. I was a skateboard kid.
And that shouldn't be a thing. Like, I get it. Like, but man,
I mean,
if
you got an axe to grind, I guess it's the way to go. But I mean,
like, hey, I have two amazing kids, and I have an amazing wife.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of those things. I should get off my ass and just find the way to say, hi. And I'm proud of all these things that I've done, and I hope you're proud of the things you're done, but my dick's bigger.
And I'll bagpipe you.
Right. You interested in soaking? It's not an affair.
Yeah,
if we're soaking.
Yeah. There's not.
Hashtag I love my wife. I'm just kidding.
It's not fornicating.
Right.
Because, I mean, you know.
And it's not gay unless you look right at my balls.
Maybe you don't have to. You just need a van with really bouncy shocks. Then you soak in the back and have someone just drive it over like speed bumps.
Oh, yeah.
Or like if they're a parking lot or
just
something.
Put like a running automation hydraulic air suite that just kind of... You're just like... Alexa, simulate an earthquake and then just soak.
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh,
no!
There she goes.
Yeah. Anyway, you should return a cart.
You should wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
You should check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote.
Pick up a broom.
And do the kindness.
And thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next week. Bye.
See ya.